Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my Mass Effect 3 Insanity Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the Cronos station, and this is the base of the Elusive Man. And the start of this is pretty action intensive. It's ridiculous, actually. There's going to be a lot of troopers, there's going to be a lot of Centurions, there's going to be a lot of smoke grenades because there's a lot of Centurions, and to rub it all in, there's going to be Nemesis on balconies, there's going to be Atlases turning up quite frequently. It's pretty rough. And if you're insane, or you have a character that's good at taking damage or good at pushing forward and staying alive, you can actually push forward to the left here and kill the pilot of the Atlas that's now attacking me. If you do that, you can then get in the Atlas and cause some serious damage. I noticed this on my third playthrough when I was a Vanguard, and I was just rushing through this area biotic charging on casual. And that dude who I'm shooting at right now will not be an enemy. You will be in that machine kicking ass. And to the left of this room, all the way up that the left flank, sorry, there are little offshoots of rooms where those Atlas robots are actually stood, waiting for dudes to get in them. So the amount of Atlases you kill on this section will all be indicative of how aggressive you are and how much you can kill the enemies before they get in them. And I think it translates, if you don't kill any of them, to maybe about 3 Atlases in this place. But depending on your class will obviously depend on your ability to take the Atlases down. They do a lot of damage. They have a massive splash radius on the gun, which is a little bit unfair at times, but it's just one of those things. You're going to be fighting them the entire game, so as soon as you figure out the best way to take them down, exploit that fact. The mission forces you to take Edie with you, and she's pretty good actually, because she can take shields down with her Overload, and then she can take armor down with her Incinerate. And she's a nasty combination. The only problem with her is she's thick as a plank, so she's going to end up putting herself into bad spots and getting down because she doesn't have a lot of life. But as you can see, I can let her off on this moment because Vega's down, so this fight is obviously pretty rough. And I have to use a Medigel there because I didn't have faith that I was going to be able to stay alive. And I can hear the enemies dropping in, because you can hear those like jet boots that they use to land with. Kind of like the Icarus landing system, only it's with compressed air. And I try to stay behind this line as much as I can and snipe and shoot because I'm guaranteed cover, and it also means that the enemies can't get behind me. Goodness me! I'm pretty sure that was over a Carnage by Vega, but did that not look like the most devastating 50 cal shot ever fired? That was pretty awesome. But, like, 90% of all deaths on this game you're going to get is when an enemy or a bunch of enemies find you from a flank. When they get to your left or to your right, you don't know they're there, and they start stripping your life before you can move and get into cover. Because everybody's had that situation where Shepard will not get off the fucking wall, and you die before he's even decided to stand up and enable you to get back into a different piece of cover. And that is a majority of the deaths that you'll suffer on this game. Other ones might be slightly bullshit about being grabbed and things, as I start owning that Nemesis there with the rifle. She's not too bad. I actually think you can skip this fight, pretty much all this encounter, because if you rush straight to where the ladder is and you climb up there, I think you can just avoid all these enemies, but don't quote me on that, because that might be really dangerous to do. And I don't know what it is, but like every time I start to do commentaries for videos, I'm always the most fucking important person ever. Everybody wants to like get in contact with me and make plans and stuff. It's crazy. And it's funny too, because it's like I do the commentaries in the spaces that I can fit them, and half the time it's you know, all depends on how fast I need to get the guide out. But like before them, nobody's phoning up saying, oh, do you want to go out and get some drinks, or do you want to come over and have some beers, do you want to do this, do you want to do that? You get nothing. As soon as you start fucking recording, your phone's blaring, everything's buzzing, it's ridiculous. And I've just had this commentary derailed twice because of it, so hopefully I'll be able to keep on a fucking tangent. Goodness me. But once you're up here and you press the button, you're going to be clearing out the top shelf effectively, and as you push towards the middle of this balcony, they're going to spawn in front of you. There you go. There's the Nemesis, there's the Centurions. If you've got any grenades or anything like that, feel free to spam them, because you might be able to kill them pretty quick. Smoke goes up almost immediately. with how much smoke I've faced on this guide, you'd think I'd put that scope on my sniper rifle to see through it, but I never learn. I just kind of get frustrated instead. And I've given James the Covenant assault rifle with the looks. It was my favourite one on Mass Effect 2, but it doesn't seem to be as fun on this game, or as effective. But the AI is super accurate, so hopefully he'll be able to control the recoil. We'll keep shooting dudes. This level itself, there's a tough section where you go underground with a bunch of engineers, but the first time I played the game it was easy. The second time when I was doing the guide, it was a challenge because I kept getting unlucky with barriers and shields and turrets and things. But that fight aside, there is one balcony that's got some phantoms that you might have issue with if they get close, and then there's going to be the fight with Kimchi, and that can be difficult, obviously, if you get unlucky or if you're not good at taking on those kind of enemies. But that aside, it's just a bunch of Atlas fights and just shooting, you know, your standard enemies, just your Cerberus for the win type business. And I think this is the classed as like the last area of the game, because when you come to this mission and you do it, it asks you, do you have all the fleets ready? Because after this, it's kind of, there's no turning back. So this is the point where you want to try and do as much as you can before you come here. But I find it kind of funny, because when I was looking at the galaxy map before I came to this place on my most recent playthrough, when I'd done everything, you couldn't go to any of the planets. The Reapers had eaten them. It was ridiculous. Just a bunch of Reapers sat in space in a galaxy that I couldn't visit. And it happened to almost everywhere except for 3 different places. And this is very close to the point where when the Citadel moves for a specific plot reason. Which, when you think about it, the Citadel itself, it looks like it's a nice, fancy and fun place to live, and it's all galactically political and stuff. But essentially, it's a damn Death Star. The thing is always the centre of attention. And maybe we're the Empire and the Reapers are really, you know, the rebellion, and we're just seeing Star Wars from a different perspective, but we're also selfish. We think we're on the good guy's side. I don't know. It's weird. Like the endings. I wish the endings were batshit crazy. I wish they just had, you know, some real fucking nuts directions where it turns out that, you know, Shepard's a border collier or something. Just stupid. Just give me dumbness. Just give me something. And these aren't spoilers, folks, because the endings themselves are all pretty, you know, their own way, but just none of them are as nuts as I would have liked. Like, a big thing that I would have thought would have been cool is if the Earth itself was the catalyst for the Crucible. I think that would be an awesome idea, because then, to kill the Reapers, we would have had to give up our own home. So it's this massive choice of destroy your home world to save the galaxy, or selfishly save your home to, you know, be a selfish bastard. But, like, I don't know. Which would be cool if I could get some kind of writing job for a game studio, because at least then I'd make sure that the story was fucking fully developed. But here's another Atlas, and the alcove that he comes from, you will be able to see the Atlas stood there with its door open if you want to get in it, but there's probably going to be a guy guarding it who climbs in, and if he kills you, you know, you're going to lose a lot of progress. Just be careful. Also, that firefight I was in just a few minutes ago, before I went upstairs to press the console, if you do not do that quickly, you can fail. It's happened to me. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but it's another one of those objectives where the game tells you to do it, and if you don't do it, the game punishes you. So, just be very careful. And when you move in here, there is an assault rifle that I used the first time through on Insanity, and I found it really effective. I didn't use it this time, though, because I wanted to try the gun I'd been using for the rest of the game. And it's an assault rifle that fires grenades, so it's really good, it's really effective, and yeah, check it out. Well, thanks for watching, and you take care now.